Hey guys, Yang here. I have my friend Dominic from Locals here with his Add Ignister deck profile. First of all, before we go in, Dominic, why do you like this deck? You're like the only one that plays it in Northeastern Ohio.
Well, I've always been a fan of like decks that give your opponent a hard time to out their board, and this deck is notorious for getting out the only Link 6 in the game, which is the Arrival Cybers Add Ignister, which essentially says it's unaffected by all card effects, and you can pretty consistently get it up to 6,000 attack. So after I go through the profile, I can show you the best way of what you need in your hand in order to get it to 6,000 attack.
Great. All right, let's go with the main deck.
All right, so you have to play 3 Yugioh. This is your Stratos of the deck. He searches for any level 4 or lower Add Ignister, which is almost all of them. He has another effect too with attack modulation, but that never comes up at all. Like, the main thing is like you want this to be one of your starters to get your combo going.
Okay.
But if you don't start, yeah, a lot of these are in German as well. Okay. I love German cards.
Nice.
So if you don't happen to start with him, you could always start with Picari as well, which I think is arguably the best starter you could get.
Okay.
So Picari searches for any spell or trap that has AI in its name, and so it gets you the I meet you, or if you feel like you're not going to be able to get to your field spell, you can search for Ignister Island as well. But the main thing is getting to that I meet you and getting that extra extender to keep your combo going.
Awesome. Okay.
And then also, when it's on the field, you can target an Ignister on your field and make it level 4, so that helps you with rank 4 plays as well.
Okay. One's a spell trap searcher and one's a monster searcher.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I actually just changed this recently. I'm now playing 3 Doyon because after seeing the list that made top 4 at the German Nationals, this guy is actually like super critical for the deck being at 3 because you always want to see him, even if he like you basically want to see him and either a Chi-Chi or Picari in your opening hand, or any combination of them, because Doyon is your resource management. So on summon, he adds back an Add Ignister from your graveyard. So whichever one you normal summon is the one you get back, so that way you can special summon it off the island.
Yes.
And then when he's used for a link summon of a Cybers, you get an AI spell or trap back from your grave. So you just continuously recycle your spells and traps and your monsters, and it's just
Nice.
free money.
Yes.
And now for the one-ofs, we got Baruru, Hayari, Gachiri, and Denmari.
Cherry Damari. Yes.
So these 2 are the only high-level ones. Denmari is only in here because we play the Arrival. So it's an Omni Negate, it's like Hot Red, where it just targets a card on the field and negates it while you control a Link 6 monster. Gachiri is a free extender by targeting a Cybers monster you control, negate its effects in special summon. And when it's used for a link summon, the monster that was used for that link summon is unaffected by your opponent's cards until the end of their next turn.
Okay.
So this helps with your access code for game if you're going second, or even on your turn 2. Hayari is just a free special summon if you control any Add Ignister monster, and its other effect is it adds the AI ritual, which you don't play in this deck because it's bad. And then Baruru is Foolish Burial for any Add Ignister monster on summon. And then when it's used for Synchro Summon, you summon back the monster that was used for the other Synchro material.
Nice.
So usually, like, you'll be synchroing almost all the time with Picari because it's a light. Because when you make the Arrival, you need to have all different attributes.
Okay. Gotcha.
So that is all the Add Ignisters.
Yes.
And then for the rest of the cards, we play 3 Ash, 3 Nib, 3 Imperm, and 2 Valor. These are my hand trap ratio for right now. I want to bump this up to 3, but these are the best hand traps right now. So they both serve as...
You're doing 40?
This is actually 42, and
42.
you'll see why when we get it later into the deck profile. But these are the best hand traps right now. There's no doubt about it. The only other ones you can argue are like Droll and Gamma, but like these are the most generic and most played, and plus they also serve as cross-out targets, which, spoilers, I'm playing cross-out.
They're definitely very good, yeah.
So that is all the monsters. For the spells, this is where I play Ignister a little different. I'm only playing 2 of the island. My reasoning is I want to see it, but I don't want to see it. Because hard opening this isn't usually the best. You want to make sure that you're opening like any combination of your other Add Ignisters, and you want to search this.
Yeah.
And I'm not playing Terraforming either because
yeah, you
Terraforming essentially serves as like another copy of Island because you want to use the search with the Dark Infant in order to get to this.
Yeah.
And if they happen to, like, the main thing that people do incorrectly is if they only have one hand trap, like if it's like just an Imperm or a Veiler, they will usually only hit the baby. And when really the main negate that they should be hitting is Dark Templar.
Dark Templar, okay.
Because if I have like all these extenders in my hand, then negating the Dark Infant search is irrelevant.
Okay.
Because then I can just go into the backup play, which is Heat Soul.
Okay, gotcha.
So, and also, I should explain what this does. So, on the field, you get to special summon a level 4 lower Agnister of different attributes as long as you have nothing in your main monster zone. So you can summon each attribute once, and it locks you into Cybers also for the rest of the turn, which is not a big deal because your whole extra deck Cybers.
All of them with different attributes?
Yes, we have all of them. We have Fire, Light, dark, Wind, water, Earth, and then another Dark. But this is always getting sent to grave. You're never summoning it.
Okay.
And then we got 3 I Meet You. This is the main searcher of the deck.
Rotor?
Yeah, essentially reinforcement of the army. So what it does is you reveal a Cybers from either your hand or your extra deck that has 2300 attack. And whatever attribute that monster is, that is what you search from your deck. So if you reveal Heat Soul, you search the Achichi. If you search Light Dragon, you search for Picari. And if you reveal Dark Templar, you search for Doyon. And then I also play Transcode as well, so that gives you your Gachiri search, which
consistency card.
Yes, a key consistency card. And
Yeah.
this is the only way to get Gachiri consistently in your hand as well, is by revealing Transcode Docker and adding it to your hand that way, because Gachiri is not searchable otherwise.
Nice.
And then the only other AI spell I run is one Idle Reborn. I used to play multiples of this, but it became too clunky. This is a quick play monster reborn. And then it also does something in Grave where you can like banish it to like have 2 monsters battling, like get the same attack and like destroy each other.
Gotcha.
I actually don't remember because that never comes up.
Okay.
It's mainly just a quick play monster reborn that you can recycle off of Doyon.
Okay.
Then for the rest of the spells, 3 Signet Mining, generic Cyber Search spell.
3 more I Meet Yous, basically.
Yep. So this deck plays 12 starter cards, and so the likelihood of seeing at least one of them is very high. And then I'm playing 3 talents because, again, hand traps are prevalent, and I've sacked so many people with this card, and like the more recent Agnister list I've seen haven't really been playing this, which I don't understand why. This card's insane right now.
Yeah.
Because we're in a hand trap format. And then, as I mentioned earlier, I'm playing 3 cross out.
Wow.
And then also the 1 call by because you want your combo to go through.
Oh, cross out, too.
So, like I said, my hand traps both serve as cross out targets and just being able to help with all the other matchups. And then the reason why my deck's 42 is because I'm playing 2 Mystic Mine outs.
Okay.
Because, like,
Main deck Mystic Mine outs.
Mystic Mine doesn't hurt the arrival per se, but like this without any kind of like back row removal, you can't like push through for game.
Okay.
So you need to have a way to get out Mystic Mine in this format, unfortunately.
All right.
So that is it for the main deck. We'll go ahead with the extra deck. So I'm playing 2 Dark Infant. This searches for the field spell. This Striker Dragon, it's Phalanx.
Phalanx, yeah.
And then it has another effect too, where if it's summoned to a link zone, you can move it to another unoccupied link zone and then change its attribute. So this also helps with making your arrival 6K. Okay. So typically, I'll just skip ahead. So you'll have Dark Templar on the right-hand side of the field center, and in your combo you will summon this here, and you'll go Chainlink 1 Dark Templar, Chainlink 2 Dark Infant, move it over, change it to whatever attribute you don't have, and then you summon 3 from your grave because you have 3 unoccupied zones for Dark Templar, which is what he does. Anytime a monster summoned to a zone he points to, you summon. He's Soul Charge, essentially.
Okay. Oh.
And then also if he destroys a monster by battle, you can summon another Cybers from your grave, but usually he's just fodder for the arrival.
Okay.
Now we're playing 1 Link Spider to out the Nibiru token, because if we get Nibiru'd, we just go for the backup play, which is Heat Soul.
Okay.
We play 1 Wicked. This helps search for the Baruru in the combo, because as long as something is summoned to a zone it points to. And also it can't be destroyed by battle, and I believe card effects as well. Yeah, can't be destroyed by battle or card effect. So it's a good sitting duck until you can make a play.
Okay.
2 Splash Mage because you use 1 in the combo, and then the second one is for follow up. And that if you go second, you just use the 1 to help go into access code OTK.
Okay.
And then so you give access code OTK. We got Play Update Jammer because it's a good Cyber Sling too. Security Dragon. This helps get our Nibiru off the field, and it also helps with bouncing cards. So if you already have enough extenders and you don't want to use your Splash Mage, you can go like Update Jammer co-linked with Security Dragon, bounce something that they have, which is very nice. And then for more I Meet You targets, I mentioned the transcode, Heatzel, and access code, which access code is 2300. So sometimes I just like to reveal access code just for the lulz. But yeah, OTK extender, and then going first backup.
Yep.
And I haven't really made a board where him and a rival are both on the field at the same time, but I know the OCG used to be able to do a combo where that was possible, but I don't think it's possible for us in the TCG because I've yet to see it. Then of course the big guy,
The boss monster. Yep.
so he takes 3+ monsters with different attributes, and he gains 1,000 attack for each material used, so he's either 4,000 or 6,000 all the time.
Okay.
And then once during your turn, you can target and destroy an opponent's monster, and then you get a token afterwards. So it helps you get another monster on board to OTK afterwards. And again, unaffected by all card effects.
Yep.
The main things you can do to out it are just attack over it, Kaiju, or more recently, you can Underworld Goddess this because it's not a card effect, it's a summoning requirement.
Yep.
Then the last 2 cards are Wind Pegasus and Light Dragon. This is mainly here for an I Meet You target for Picari, but he does have a cool effect where when he's on field, right? He pops monsters and he pops spells and traps.
Oh, okay.
Depending on the number of adding lists or monsters you control.
Yep.
And then you can also detach a material to save something from dying. And anytime another Cyberse monster inflicts battle damage, you can summon something from the graveyard off his effect. And then while this is engraved, if one of your cards is left the field by battle or card effect, you banish it and then it bounces something back. All the Dogmatica players know that.
In there.
So that's it.
Punishment.
Yeah, exactly. That's it for the extra deck for side. It's pretty generic. I'm playing 3 Token Collector for Sword Soul and Brave decks, 3 Droll for Birds and Despia, 3 Twins just for more back row removal, hate, 2 Droplet. This has been pretty nice. Like, this is really the flex spot in the extra deck or the side deck. But I've been liking this a lot to help crack boards and then go for access code OTKs. And then D Barrier because Despia is still relevant, and then Red Reboot because trap decks are bad.
Yeah, D Barrier is good against Sword Soul.
Yeah,
Despia.
Sword Soul, not just Despia. Like, it's good against anything that's not Blink.
Yep. Exactly.
All right, so that's it for the deck profile, and I will go ahead and quickly show.
To end on rival, like, do you need 2 cards? Essentially, like a.
Pretty much.
Picari
For this combo, I'll show you using a Chi-Chi and having access to Doyon, whether you search it off Sign Up Mining or.
Both of these cards are very searchable. So.
Yeah, but the main thing is you need to search I Meet You for this combo. So we'll just go ahead, normal summon the Chi-Chi, use the effect, search for Picari.
Yes.
And then we'll link this away and summon the Dark Infant. And then Dark Infant will get us to our field spell.
Yes.
And now when you go to grab the field spell, it's a separate effect, so you activate it and nothing happens. And then each time you want to special summon, you have to declare that you're activating it. So we'll go ahead and activate Island, since we have nothing in our main monster zone, special Picari. Picari will now search for our I Meet You. If I can find it. There it is. And then we'll go ahead and activate I Meet You. So for this hand, since we...
Well, you just got 2 cards in your hands.
Right. So since we have the I Meet You, we'll go ahead and activate it. We will reveal Transcode Talker to grab the Gachiri.
Okay.
Just because typically if you have... like, you can search for the Hayari off of the Achichi, but that's normally if you already open both of these, because then you can do Picari, use I Meet You to reveal a Dark and add Doyon. So that's engraved. So then we'll go ahead and link these guys, we will summon our Cyberse Wicked. And then we'll go ahead and declare Island again.
Yep.
Special summon the Doyon. And so now we'll do Chain Link 1 Wicked, which banishes a Cyberse to add a Cyberse tuner. So we'll banish the baby. Then Chain Link 2 Doyon, and we always add back the normal summon one, which in this case was the Chi-Chi.
Yep.
And we'll go ahead and add Baruru, which is the only Cyberse tuner we play.
Yep.
And we link these two off to grab the Splash Mage. And then we'll declare Island again. Special the Baruru. Baruru effect will dump the Denmari.
Yep. Foolish Barrel.
And then we'll activate Splash Mage effect, adding back the summoning back the Doyon.
Yep.
Now this is where I actually messed up. I could have activated Doyon on the summon of Splash Mage. It doesn't matter. Like as long as you use it for a summon of a Cyberse Link, you can use the effect.
Okay.
So so now we'll go ahead and we're gonna summon our Dark Templar, and we will use Doyon effect to add back the I Meet You for follow-up next turn.
Yep.
So then we will activate Island again.
Yes.
We're going to special summon the Chi-Chi away from the zones that Dark Templar is in.
Yep.
And then we'll link away and summon the second baby. So then we'll go Chain Link 1 Dark Templar to summon to unused zones, Chain Link 2 Baby, which will move itself over because it points to the left.
Yep.
And so we'll change its attribute to water in this instance because we don't have a water. And then we're going to summon fire, wind, and light.
Okay.
And then since we have Gachiri in our hand, we can reveal it, negate the Dark Templar's effects, and summon it. So now we have dark, light, wind, fire, water, earth. And sometimes what I like to do just for a little reassurance, you can synchro into the Wind Pegasus here if you want to, because Baruru is going to summon back the Picari and you still have a wind type.
Oh, okay.
But just for the sake of time, we'll just go ahead and just link all the way up into our Arrival, which is 6,000 attack.
Wow.
And then we have follow-up next turn with I Meet You plus three other cards.
Yes. Wow. Very impressive. Yeah, it's gonna be very hard to kill a 6,000 towers monster. For sure.
Usually game ones are the most difficult because not a lot of people play main deck outs. Like, I mean, a lot of decks play Access Code Talker, so Access Code Talker can obviously attack over it.
Yeah, it'll be at like 53 at most. I don't think Access Code can
like,
go with 6,000.
Yeah, and plus things that can modify their own attack, like Starving Venom and Boral Sword, they can also beat over this.
Yeah.
Because they're not affecting the monster, they're just gaining either their attack or half the attack, whatever it may be.
Oh, okay. Avermax too.
Yeah,
okay.
Avermax as well.
Right. Wonderful. Yes.
So that is it.
Great. Thank you, Dominic, for showing us a very informative Addict Nister deck profile. And that's it for today, guys. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.